My room is no longer an ugly pink color, yay! I finally got my room painted and I'm really excited about it because I'm obsessed with this color. Hey, it's Kayla. So today I'm filming a theater tag, which I've wanted to do for a while because I've been actually requested to do more theater videos a lot. So I was trying to come up with a theater video to do, and so I made up my own little theater tag thing. So that's what I'm doing today. Also want to apologize if my voice sounds kind of messed up in this video because I have been not feeling well for the past few weeks. So I'm kind of I have this cold sinusy kind of thing. So I'm sorry if my voice sounds weird or nasally or whatever. First question is, how old were you when you first started theater? I was 9 years old when I first started theater. Question number 2. Current shows you're in. I am currently in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. I know that one's a mouthful if you don't know it. And Once on This Island. Question number 3. Have you ever seen any shows on Broadway? Since I live somewhat in the area, I'm fortunate enough to have seen a few shows on Broadway because I live a couple hours away from New York City. So I think I've seen about 5 shows. I saw Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid when I was little, so I don't really remember those as much. I saw Mary Poppins, I saw Newsies on a class field trip, which was fun, and my favorite one of all, which I only saw this past September, so really recently, was when I saw Wicked on Broadway. Ugh, such a good performance and musical, oh my god. And that was the first time I ever saw Wicked ever. It was amazing. How many shows have you been in? I have been in a total of 12 shows. What is your favorite musical and your favorite play? My favorite musical is definitely Wicked as of seeing it this past September because it was just so good and I just love it. I'm obsessed with that show. As for favorite plays, that's kind of hard to pick because I don't actually know a lot of straight plays. Usually the shows that I'm involved in are musicals, but this past spring, the spring of 2014, I was in a show called The Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon, which was a really funny and fun just straight up play. And so I guess I would say that's my favorite play because I don't really know that many other plays, but that's also a really good show and it's really funny and cute. What is your favorite role you've ever played? A few of my favorite roles. The first show I was in when I was in 4th grade, I was in Annie Jr. and I played Grace Farrell. So I think that's one of my all-time favorite roles because that's really what got me into acting and singing so much, is playing that role, and it was just it was my first role, so it was interesting and I got to experiment with it, but it was also really fun. And I'm trying to think, I also really enjoyed, I played the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland once. That was a lot of fun. And I had a good time playing Mrs. McAfee in Bye Bye Birdie. What is a tip you'd give to new theater kids? Be loud. You can't be in theater if you're not loud. And then another tip I'd probably give is to volunteer a lot for things. For instance, if your director is offering maybe small roles or ask you to do certain things, oh, do you want to be in this dance, or can I have volunteers to do this little part or sing this little solo quick thing for me. If you have the option to do that, then definitely take that up and just do whatever you can, because then your director will notice you more and you'll get involved more and people will be able to see your skills and talent more. So yeah, I would definitely volunteer a lot. Next question is, what is your dream role? So oddly enough, a lot of people think this is kind of weird because I'm kind of the opposite, but I would love to play Elphaba in Wicked, even though a lot of people are oh, you're blonde and you're light and bubbly, so you should play Glinda and stuff. But I don't know, I feel like Elphaba would be more fun and you wouldn't expect me to play a role like that. I don't know, so I feel like that would be an interesting role for me to play. Yeah, and then I also would love to be Eponine in Les Mis, because I would love to be in Les Mis. Even if I was an ensemble member, to be in Les Mis is a goal. Biggest theater pet peeves. Oh my gosh, when you don't have emotion on stage, when you're not smiling at all and you're just a robot. Why are you doing theater if you look like you want to kill yourself on stage? Just smile when you're on stage. You're supposed to look like you're having fun, unless you're in a serious scene or a serious moment. Smile, look like you're having fun. What is your favorite improv game? So I love improv. I'm obsessed with improv. I just think it's so much fun to do. So I have a lot of favorite improv games, but my most favorite is probably Party Quirks. And if you aren't familiar with Party Quirks, it's basically an improv game where somebody gets to be the host of a party, and then you choose a few characters for the party guests or whatever, and each party guest has to walk in and act like that character the entire time while the host is trying to guess who they're trying to be. So yeah, the options are kind of endless with that one, but I don't know, I think that one's a really fun kind of guessing game for improv. Have you ever had a stage kiss? No, I have not, but I've been in multiple shows where there have been stage kisses and they're usually pretty awkward. So what are your theater strengths and weaknesses? Well, my weaknesses I'm going to talk about first because I'm very much aware of those. But my one weakness in theater, well, my main weakness in theater is that if I'm in a serious scene or if I'm in a really like silly scene or if I'm doing something weird but like I'm not supposed to be laughing, I laugh on stage all the time. Never in an actual performance. I usually pull myself together by those, but if I'm in a rehearsal and I'm supposed to be acting serious or I'm supposed to be not smiling or laughing, I will always burst out laughing and totally break character. And it's so bad because it's like that's the one job you have as an actor, is to stay in character. But if I find something even remotely funny or my friend's making faces from me off stage or something, I will start laughing on stage, and it's so bad and I need to learn how to control it. But I don't know. It's something I'm bad at. I'm sorry. As for strengths, I don't know, I feel kind of weird. Like, what are my strengths in theater? I don't know if this counts as a strength, but kind of going off with my weakness of the whole laughing on stage. But because of that, my strength could be that I'm always smiling on stage when I'm supposed to be. I mean, sometimes I'm smiling when I'm not supposed to be, but I'm pretty emote, I guess. So I guess you can count that as a strength because I know when to smile, even if I do it at inappropriate times, but you know, that's okay. Happens. Do you have a crazy cast party memory? You'd think I would. Like, you'd think you'd have a crazy cast party memory, but I can't think of anything right now. Just, I don't know, the last 2 cast parties I was at ended with like a lot of crying and hugging, so nothing really crazy was going on there. But yeah, if I think of something, maybe I'll comment it down below. Comment down below if you've ever had a crazy cast party memory, because we theater kids get pretty intense sometimes. What is your most awkward onstage moment? I have 2 very awkward onstage moments. The first one is from when I was in Bye Bye Birdie and I was Mrs. McAfee, and I had to, while lights were out, like it was a blackout, I had to set up a table and like set up for the scene. So a few of us, and like including stage crew, we were all on stage setting up the table, but in a blackout so nobody could see us, and I was preparing to go on in like the next 2 scenes or something, but the stage crew opened the curtains early and turned the lights on early, and everybody else who was setting up the table with me basically ran off and left me on stage by myself setting up the table, and I couldn't run off once the lights were out because like that just looks really bad. So basically I stood on stage for like 10 minutes just setting up the table in like light or whatever and acted like that was what I was supposed to be doing, and I couldn't even like make up a line or something because my scene wasn't for like 2 scenes and I was the only one on stage. Like, who was I gonna talk to? It was so awkward and like weird. And then eventually they like shut the curtain, and 2 scenes later I was on when I was supposed to be, but it was really awkward. But my by far most awkward onstage moment was when I was in, I think it was The Frog Prince, and I was one of the princess sisters or whatever, and me and my other little like princess sisters, we were doing a dance and we had like some kicks going on, right? We're doing like this kicking dance, I don't know, we were doing like this kick step or whatever, and I didn't have ballet slippers or jazz shoes, so I was wearing regular black flats. And so while we were doing the kick dance, I kicked my shoe off into the audience and had to do the rest of the dance with 1 shoe on. So that was really interesting. That was the most embarrassing there. The people in the front row, you could see them laughing at me. Luckily, I didn't stop or anything. I continued dancing and stuff, but I was wearing 1 shoe, and I had to continue to wear 1 shoe for the rest of the scene. And then luckily my director like brought me my shoe backstage because they like turned it in or whatever. It was so awkward and I was so embarrassed, but it was pretty funny looking back on it. What is the most challenging role you've ever played? The most challenging role I've ever played was probably when I was the White Rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, because it was the first time I was an animal on stage, even though like obviously the White Rabbit like talks and stuff. I remember I had to constantly like be moving, like fidgeting on stage, even though that's usually what you're not supposed to do when you're acting, but like for this character, that's what my character did. So I had to constantly be like moving and like playing with my like being nervous and stuff and fidgety and stuff. So I would say that was kind of a challenge, like my most challenging role, because it was something different and I had to kind of like not be doing the opposite of what I was usually doing, which is like, you know, you usually like stand still on stage and like try not to move. I had to be nervous and like fidgety all the time. So I would say that's my most challenging role, but it was also really fun to play. Last question is, why do you love theater? Why do I love theater? I don't even know. I think I love theater because it's like the one chance where you really get to be yourself, or for me personally, I just feel myself when I'm on stage, and I feel myself when I'm performing and singing and acting and dancing, and I just love it. I don't know, it's something that you either like or you don't, and for me it's just what I love to do most in the world, and it's just fun, and you get to play different characters and like try out different things and be different people. And I think what's cool about theater is that you get to be a different person, even though you're always supposed to be yourself, but like being myself is being other people, like if that makes any sense. when you're acting, you have to be somebody else, and I think that's really cool, and it's something fun to do. So I don't know, I just love it, and I love making people feel things. Like when if an audience laughs at something I say on stage, that is a huge just success for me. I love getting reactions from people. If you don't do theater, you might not understand, but to like make somebody smile in the audience or make somebody laugh in the audience, like it just makes you feel so good. It's like, wow, making people feel things. Or even if you make them sad, if you're in a sad scene or whatever, and like you make somebody tear up a little bit, like it's just so cool that you like get to make people feel things. And I don't know, that's why. And also just all the friends, like you make so many good and close friends doing theater and drama, doing what you love, and you all get to like do it together, and you create such like a tight family with your cast. And I don't know, theater's just great and I love it so much. So yeah, that's why I love theater. Wow, so that's the end of the tag, and yeah, I really hope you like that. And if you do, then I'm going to put the questions for the tag down in the description box, so if you want to, then you can do your own theater tag. And if you do, definitely like tweet it to me or comment it below or something, because I would love to check out your theater tags, and that'd be really cool. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and comment down below if you think I should do more theater videos, or comment down below what kind of videos you want to see and stuff, because yeah, this video like was kind of requested a lot, so if you want me to do more theater videos, like it up so I know that, and I'll make more theater videos in the future. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, because I will be posting new videos every week. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!